I feel like I must have been visibly uncomfortable.
You kind of always look a
little visibly
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I am always uncomfortable.
Is it just like you always kind of look like you got something in your shoe?
I don't want to.
Have you thought about that? Could just be something in your shoe.
I think it's that I don't want to be alive.
Well,
and I don't have the spine to kill myself.
Well, same, but it's also like I think it's logical to like if you don't want to kill yourself, like, and I think we need to be more open with that because like they'll lock you up. Like if you can't tell a therapist that, you know, which is ridiculous because I think it's logical.
Yeah,
it's just the thing of like, oh yeah, wanting to die. No shit. Why wouldn't you? I mean, why would you not want to do that? But I think if it is a problem if you're like, you know, about to act on it or do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not having a spine. I think it's just like, it's rational to, you know, want to check out. It's a very, it makes sense that people would want to do that.
Yeah. And I feel like I don't have any like, I mean, to just say I don't have the spine to do it. I mean, I think it's pretty on the nose there. It really is just like, I'm afraid of dying. That's a scary thing. But I know during that psychotic break, you know, I think it's, like you said, a pretty common thing for people to have suicidal thoughts and that we probably should be able to talk about them more freely without therapists locking us up for it. But I remember distinctly, like, when I hit the point in my break where I said, okay, I absolutely have to stop smoking. I have to stop drinking caffeine. I've got to be real careful about what I eat. And I've got to sleep. I've got to sleep as much as I can to get through this. That's the only way I'm going to get better. And the first few nights were like, it was like 8 p.m. and I would take a melatonin to like ensure that I would go to sleep. And just laying there for that 30 minutes or hour before I could go to sleep in my bed, I remember just like trembling in terror. I was like, so like that we're talking about, I just look visibly uncomfortable. Like that discomfort was just amplified. Like I probably look like I'm usually somewhere between like a 2 or a 4 in being uncomfortable. I was like about a 12 or 14. In
hindsight now, yeah, and I'm going to dig up that audio. Now I'm curious.
Well, and probably I was probably more like a 8 or a 9 when we recorded, but I'm saying like with these nights when I was like just laying there, like go to sleep. Just 30 minutes, it just felt like my mind was on fire, and the suicidal thoughts were past that point of it just being like, I don't want to be alive. I want to kill myself. To being like.
You're Googling also, stuff?
Or no, not even that. And that's what I'm saying. I think even like the point past the very common suicidal thinking and even kind of like the point you're just joking about it is where you actually are Googling things, thinking about how you're going to do it, thinking about what note you're going to leave behind, what you're going to say in the note and to who, what you're going to say is the reason, blah, 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 blah. This was like, fuck all of that. I don't give a shit. The quickest thing that I know I can go do right now is drive in my car, go to the nearest parking deck, get on top of it, jump down head first. And that was like, I'm going to do that right now. And the meditative practice, I feel like is the only thing that kept me from doing that. Because otherwise, if I was still like completely identifying with my thoughts and emotions, there would have been nothing stopping me. And it was more like, do not do that. But I was like, no, I really feel and think all this. I want to go do it right now. Because I'm so uncomfortable. And so, yeah, man, the experience just, I mean, I really feel it was like a 2-week period of it being really intense and like me being convinced I had physiological heart problems. I even remember having, because that was how it came on, is going.
I remember that. Yeah. And then you thought your water was poisoning you? Yes.
Yeah, and
yeah, that was, you weren't being very chill then.
Yeah, and I don't
should have had a V8.
Should have had a V8. But it was, it came on because I was smoking pot and just taking one hit and immediately going into a panic attack. It didn't matter whose pot I was smoking, where I was, the environment, any of that. Totally understand. And it was like 15 times in a row. And that was when I finally was like, okay, you have to stop. And it was panic attacks that, were convincing me that it wasn't a panic attack and that it was a heart attack. And I was really...
Oh, yeah, I've had panic attacks. They feel like They feel like heart attacks.
But the thing is, even when I wasn't having a panic attack, there really felt like there was like a piece of metal lodged in this area of my chest. Like to the point where I couldn't wear a seatbelt across my chest because it felt so uncomfortable. I would put the seatbelt behind me. And I remember like maybe about a week or two into cutting the things out and sleeping and it kind of getting better each day, like 2 weeks in, I had one of those, like you wake up kind of too early and then you go back to sleep and then you have really intense, vivid dreams or something. I had this really vivid dream that I was like in a version of my bedroom, but it was like a bunch of natural light coming in that kind of like, you know, either early morning or like sunset light. It's a little orange and it was really beautiful looking and like kind of you could see the light rays shining through. And I feel like, I can't remember who, I think it's a woman I know. It was like in the bed with me or like in the room with me. And then something, it's kind of vague at this point, but it was like I was waking up in that bed and then my heart started like vibrating violently, like electricity, like thunderbolt hit me and like shocked me and woke me up, or like I think I woke up in my bed, stuck to my side, paralyzed with that feeling still going on in my chest. And I was like looking, I was like, I can't grab my phone to call anyone. And I was like, I'm dying. My heart's about to explode. This is it. And I can't move my mouth. I can't shout or anything. And then I woke up for real. It was like a fake wake up. But then I still felt my heart doing it just a little bit when I actually woke up. It was fucking weird, dude.
So I bet like a little bit of that, probably pretty good.
A little bit of that, probably pretty good.
Yeah, like feeling a little bit like that would probably be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like if that was a pill.
Yeah. I don't know what portion of that you would want to feel, but
just like mild. Like I would want to microdose that.
Yeah.
I should get back into therapy.